Everybody, Bob Sokoler, owner of the Sokoler team, Remax Properties East End. As a real estate agent for some 20 years, one of the most common questions I get from potential home sellers is, when is the best time of the year to sell my home? It's true. Well, the truth is that the best time to sell is when you need to move. However, if you are determined to try and time the market, best time to sell is when you have the least amount of competition. And in most markets, that means selling in early spring. And after that period, inventory increases rapidly and you have to compete with tons of other homeowners. And if you truly want to hit the optimal selling window, it's late winter or early spring. And so we're going to give you three things you need to consider if you're considering selling your home this year. So number one is to plan early. The more time you give yourself to plan out your home sale, the better. Getting your home ready for the market might involve a lot more work than you thought of beforehand, so don't procrastinate. I recommend giving yourself a 3 to 4 month head start before you list for things like pre-listing consultations, staging, repairs if you need them, and more. If you want to sell at the optimal time in late winter or early spring, that means you need to start these things as soon as possible, like now. Well, number two, you want to budget your time. If you take 60 or 120 days to sell your home once you list it, many homeowners still have a mental leftover idea from the pandemic. It takes only a week or two or less to sell your home. Well, that's why I recommend you work with your agent, I'm hoping it's me, plan out what you need to do to hit the optimal selling window. And once you have a schedule, it will be easier to budget your time and sell at the perfect moment. And by the way, I don't know about you, but I like to work against a clock or a deadline. If you know the deadline is, let's say, at the beginning of March, you know you're working towards that, and that deadline's a hard deadline. I mean, you can always push it forward a little bit, but if you're working towards that deadline in your mind, you know you need to get things done in order to be at that deadline on time. So number three to help you with is to beat your competition to the market. Oh, I love this, because if you have a choice between listing earlier or later, list earlier. Please listen to me, list earlier. Once the spring frenzy hits, supply increases exponentially each month, and all those sellers are competing, and that makes it harder for you to get the best deal possible. So try your best to beat them to the market. I know it's tempting to wait for prices to increase a little as demand picks up a lot, but this isn't a good strategy. Just trust me on this. By the time you enter the market, you'll be chasing a wave of demand that has already passed. Instead, get ahead of things early by listing as early as you can. And if you want to sell this spring and get the best deal possible, your first step should be to have a pre-listing meeting. And I'm thrilled to help you with that. Just call me or email me and we'll go over your situation, your goals, the market, the process, and more. It's 100% free. There is no obligation. And really, I look forward to working with you and hearing from you. I know when my wife and I, LaDonna, we were putting the house we used to live in on the market, it took us about 4 months to stage it as best as possible. And the market's conditions changed. And then we have to deal with interest rates, and then you got to deal with the buyer's supply. So get on the market early, and you'll be very happy with, hopefully, the results, especially if we're helping you do it. And a reminder for you, if you want to talk about real estate, I have a real estate show, and we talk about it all the time, every Sunday morning from 8:30 to 9 a.m. on News Radio 840 WHAS. Now, that is an iHeart station. What that means is that we're heard around the world. If you don't have an AM radio, and I don't think many of us do anymore, but you can go on your computer or on your phone, do a Google search or any other search for 840 WHAS. It will pop up, hopefully, and you can then tune in right from there and listen to it on your phone or on your computer, and you'll hear. If you'd like real estate, this is really a great forum for you to not only hear information and news and have questions answered, but also submit a question. We love hearing from you. If you want to send me a question to use on the air, you send me an email, bob@wesellouisville.com. And then all you got to do is listen. I'll put it on the air and we can answer it for you. We've got guests. We've got a lot of information, and hopefully it is helpful. You can reach me anytime on my cell phone, day or night, to talk about real estate or get your questions answered as well. Just call me on the cell at 502-376-5483. That's 502-376-LIVE. And I try to answer my phone around the clock anytime you want. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Bob Sokoler, owner of the Sokoler team, RE/MAX Properties East. You take care.